Good morning. So it's funny. I had just went and got this one, and somehow I was thinking about my family, got distracted. So I guess that really is a good way to segue into what this is talking about, and it's about are you driving your life or are you just along for the ride? And I like that one because a lot of times we'll be no, I can't even, you know what? I can't speak for we. A lot of times I'll be thinking one thing, and then the way it'll go it'll be different. It'll be like some other situation or some other character or some other fork in the road or turn in the road will appear, and I'll feel like I'll lose control of the car. So am I driving my life or am I just along for the ride? It seems to me like whenever I'm just driving, like, like a 20, 30 miles an hour or something like that, very a light, just a light drive, it'll be fine. But when there's, like I said, those turns in the road or those bumps in the road or those like forks, it'll seem to lose control. And that's real honest. Now, am I getting put in the passenger seat? No, I'm not getting put in the passenger seat. But I do feel like whatever is on the road at the time is making me feel as if it's determining how I'm driving my life. And that was a yawn. Of course it was. That's just what it is. I don't think I'm along for the ride. I think sometimes when there like are good moments to slow down, check out the view, sightsee, I think I will like let life drive while I sit in the passenger seat. I think it's important to recognize those opportunities instead of just attempting to drive through them or drive past them at a higher speed. But it's a little different though from like you have no say so and life is just got you in the car, and kind of like you're sitting in the back seat but you're not sitting in the front seat. So you're not navigating. It's just we're going somewhere and just sit in the back seat. Can't even like see where you're going or look out the side of the window. Just see what some of the results are of where we got. But it wasn't it wasn't like you were the one who got you there. It was just more of you're there. You don't know if you want to be there. It's just kind of it's not exactly what you want. It's kind of less than what you want. It could be. Now sometimes depending on the way life is driving and the way the people in your life are also driving, it might be around or near what you want. It might be similar to or it might be exactly what they want, and that might be similar at times to things you want. However, you didn't get yourself there. So if you didn't get yourself there, you're not going to be able to get yourself back to where you're going. And you're still not driving, so you're not going to get yourself to the next place or the next part of the journey, road trip that you are going on. So, how do you get yourself back in the driver's seat? How can you get back into the driver's seat? Well, first off, it's just be like, okay, I'm not the one driving my life right now. And then the second part is, if I was driving my life, where would I go? Nobody gets into a car or a vehicle and just drives. I mean, actually, we do, especially when it's like a nice car, like it's like a Lambo or some type of classic car, and it's like you want to cruise around, see what get the experience of driving it. But even in your life, there's time for that to where you can just cruise in life and just experience the actual vehicle itself, not necessarily the destination. But that's still you driving the car. So for you to have done that, you would have had to have done something spectacular or something to get a car that's like worth just cruising in, like a classic car or a Lamborghini or a Porsche. It's cars I like. Those are cars I like, cars I'll get. So, but you would still be driving. So what else would you need to remind yourself of to be in the driver's seat? Okay, when you're in the driver's seat, you can bring other people with you. I mean, cars don't just have one seat. You usually have like 4 to 5 seats. Bigger cars could have 8 seats. So there's always the opportunity to go pick up your friends, your coworkers, and carpool, and then go somewhere. But still, you have to know where they live at. You got to know that they need a pickup, and you guys are going to ride along together. And so, you probably need to explain to them how they're going to get, like where they're going to sit in the car. But how do you get in the driver's seat? Part of it is learning how to drive. And after learning how to drive, then you can plan where you want to go. Like, so if you have a map of the city or the locations, or you just know that you want to go somewhere, and then as you get there, you'll look out the window and see a scenic destination or something like that. You can stop the car then. But is that how you get in the driver's seat? How is that how you're driving your life? Part of it is you got to be able to see out of the front of the windshield. Like, that's part of being able to drive. So seeing where you're going, bringing people with you, having a plan, preparing resources like gas, snacks, repairs, if you need repairs, a jack and stuff, tools for when you break down, your car breaks down. It may not break down, but however, you don't want to be without those tools in the event you have to change a tire. So how could you apply that to just life? Like, you can have extra tools like resources in the reserves, reserve money, um, good connections with people who can assist you when times get tough. Uh, a good place to lay your head at night. So you don't necessarily have to be renting hotels as you're driving. But if you want to rent a hotel, you can do that. Also, good education. It's kind of like a map of the good education is like the map and the plan of where exactly you're going to go in life and how you're going to get there. Because depending on whatever your education is, or if you're getting more education, you'll be able to maneuver better. It's like better the education is, like, not only can you go more places on the map, but you can also get there in different ways. So instead of you driving a car with an education, you can fly a helicopter, or and you're still driving your life, because a helicopter you can put 4 people in there. Or with education, it's like, oh yeah, I just took a boat because I know how to drive a boat. I know how to fly a helicopter. I have this skill set in this industry that produces money this way, so I need to travel to this country or this part of town where otherwise, if you didn't have any business here, you probably wouldn't even know this existed. Like, so I got a warehouse because I have stocks, a product that I sell online as a business. But I had to get the education for myself to even like know why I would want to get a warehouse, stuff like that. So like that's part of driving your life, which is where are you going, and then knowing how to actually drive it in that direction. So there's no point in rushing. It's best to start with like 5 miles an hour. You can't go from 0 to 60 instantaneous. It's like 0 to 5 miles an hour, then accelerate a little bit more, 10, 20, and then figure out whatever the road it is you're on, the channel. Stay at that speed limit, maybe a little bit below that speed limit, and then let it pick up. And it, of course, will, because you have all the other things to pay attention to while you're driving. So it's there for a reason, the speed limit. And, oh, yeah. Ooh, ooh, good morning.